Hey everyone, welcome back to the KLT Fitcast. We are Josh and Kate Adams. We own and operate a private fitness studio in Peterborough, Ontario. I'm Kate, certified personal trainer, entrepreneur. Also lost 150 pounds, and kept it off. Found a passion for health, wellness, personal training, fitness, all of that. And here we are today. Josh, mental health social worker. You bring a really unique lens to this podcast.
Like Kate said, I work in mental health. I've worked in the field for over 10 years. I try to bring a bit of my experience working with those that live with mental illness and mental health challenges to the way we talk about making lifestyle changes and recognizing
It's pretty relatable to people.
different ways of living your life in order to just feel overall better.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this podcast is all about asking and answering the hard questions, helping you to make changes, sustainable changes, to see realistic progress in whatever it is that you are doing. More often than not, it's about weight loss and transformations, but it's not always about that.
No.
We talk about all of it.
Yeah, and I'm sometimes it's about gym stuff. Sometimes it's about us living our life, like we just talked about our very
Mhm.
recent vacation and what life looks like for us on a day to day when we do that kind of thing. And yeah, I think throughout this whole podcast, there's been one common theme that I've really identified, and it's that we talk a lot about making changes.
Because in a lot of ways, it's required.
Yeah, it's required. I mean, it's how we grow, but it's also when you think about going to the gym or eating with nutrition in mind or being mindful about how your body feels or just wanting to feel better in some way.
Mhm.
Generally speaking, that means that you're not feeling the best or you're not eating the best or you're not moving your body the way you would want to, and that requires change. And there are stages to that change. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about what we do in relation to a thing called the trans theoretical model of change, which is it's a model scaffolding theory around how change happens for people that's been around since like the 1970s. It's really well researched and it comes out of behavioral research and psychology to help us identify what will be the most helpful depending on what stage of change you're in.
Okay. Yeah. Like you said, we talk at lengths about change and changes. Um, we also recognize that change is very hard.
Yeah.
It's it's a challenge, it's different, it's uncomfortable. That's what change is.
Yeah.
So along all of this podcast about change, we really hope that you can take something away from it, be it where you are in the stages of change or relate in some way to a past experience or something that is upcoming for you and how change is not a bad thing.
Yeah. I'm also going to talk about very specific tools that you can use in each stage of change
Mhm.
to help you move along
Yeah.
and move forward with that change so it doesn't have to feel so shitty
Right.
because we avoid change generally speaking because we've had bad experiences
Mhm.
with things changing.
For me, when you take the personal trainer certification, or even honestly, when I was teaching,
Yeah.
the stages of change is a large part of the certification for personal trainers.
Yeah.
And
Should
it's,
be.
yes, for sure. And it's used in teaching and you use it in social work all the time.
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't until we were business owners
Hmm.
that I really
Like it clicked?
Yes, for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's too early to talk about. It's for me, it's new inquiries coming through email.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that as we go through this because I want to spend some time talking about each stage of change, and new inquiries are going to fit into a few of the earlier
Mhm,
stages.
mhm.
So what I'll do right now is I'll list the stages of change for people. If this is new information for you, really cool, awesome. If you've heard of this before, I'm just going to review it so we're all understanding the same language. But the stages of change go like this: there's pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation or planning, action, maintenance, and then after that, relapse or recycling of old habits.
I like that it's called recycling.
Yeah.
Um, Question for you.
Yeah.
This was something that we talked about before. Um, well, we talked about it when we were at home writing out the notes for this one.
Yeah.
You talked about how people blame themselves and call themselves failures when it
Yes.
comes to fitness, nutrition, or even just being consistent,
Yeah.
when really,
Hmm.
what? Really, what is likely happening for them?
It's not really a failure. It's and not really a problem with willpower. It's not a problem with discipline. It it's really about the idea that change. I'm trying to think of the words that I used when we were chatting, but it
People, I think people think that they are or should be or are at,
oh yes,
even with or without the 6 stages that you already listed, people think or have this idea of where they are or where they should be.
in
And then
there,
when they're not, they think that they're failing.
yes, and it's a mismatch of the tools. So when people fail when they're trying to make change, and this is usually when people have bad experiences with change, like I was talking about before, so they want to avoid it because it becomes really uncomfortable because failure sucks. Um, Change really isn't something that you can fail at. What it tells me when people have had non-successful attempts at change is that they were using the wrong tools in at the wrong stage of change.
Mhm. What about people thinking that they're at a certain stage of change
Yeah.
and they're just not? And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Recognizing that, I don't know, like say maybe someone thinks that they are in the action stage.
Yep.
Absolutely, they're not. They are probably in contemplation.
Or pre-contemplation.
Yeah.
That's often where the mismatch happens, and it comes in with like impulsivity as well, where like once we notice that there's a problem, we want to be really quick to find a solution and
Jump
fix it
into it. Jump. Yeah.
as quickly as possible, and we will skip a lot of things to get to action.
Right.
And then we hit action and we haven't done any of the stuff before action, so we're using tools that we don't really
Right.
have the ability to
Because
use
you've missed.
a lot of stuff in between.
Mhm. Sorry that if this is jumping ahead. I assume and feel like stages of change can be as individual as programming and exercise programming, right? Like the time
It
that
is.
someone spends in certain stages is going to differ from person to person to person. So it's another element, like another, I guess it's solidifying the fact of two people want weight loss to be their goal. They want
They
to
want
make
that change.
change
Yeah.
around weight loss.
Hmm.
Those two people are going to have very different lengths in these stages and very different experience in these stages.
Yep.
Another thing to not compare yourself to others with.
Yes. And while I listed these things in an order, we do not follow this in a specific order as well.
Really?
Yeah. In terms of sometimes we will get to a point and have to go backwards.
Right, 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 right. But the order of the stages stays the same.
I generally speaking, yes.
Yes.
But like
the dreaded fail,
Yeah.
quote, if you're not watching on YouTube, happens, and you have to backtrack,
Yeah.
but you still work through those stages. Even when you backtrack, you're still going through stage 1 to whatever, like
Yeah.
6.
And so let's start talking first about pre-contemplation, because I think this will make more sense as we work through this together.
Okay.
So when I say pre-contemplation, and don't cheat and look at my notes.
Well, I made notes, man.
Yeah. What does that mean to you when I say pre-contemplation?
It's what happens before contemplation, right? Like if contemplation is thinking,
Mhm.
pre-contemplation is not even thinking, and it's not even in the wheelhouse yet.
Yes. So
My note says unaware that there's a problem.
yeah, because I gave you that term, but it can also be parched out further than unaware that there's a problem to I'm not ready and I don't see this as a problem.
Right.
So when it comes to our
Would someone be thinking, I don't see this as a problem, or would it just not even be thought of?
it could be an unawareness.
Yeah.
It can also be, and I'll put this in like really basic, easy to understand terms. Let's say you go to your doctor and your doctor tells you, hey, you're overweight and here are the risks.
Mm-hmm.
You may not think to yourself, those are risks for me.
Mm-hmm.
You may say to yourself, I'm okay.
Yeah.
This isn't a problem.
I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. I'm quite content with where I am. And content is a word that I'll use a lot when describing someone that is in that pre-contemplative stage. Not because they're happy,
Mm-hmm.
but because they're okay with where things are at.
Separating happy and just content.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it pre-contemplation for me tells me that someone isn't actively considering change. Maybe they're unaware, maybe there are reasons why they don't see things as a problem, maybe there isn't really a problem.
Mm-hmm.
um they may have tried in the past and failed, and therefore it doesn't even feel like an option.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be in that free contemplative stage where change is impossible.
Right. I wonder would you say, I'm going to take this to social media, ew.
Okay.
Someone who is probably in a pre-contemplative stage
Mm-hmm.
would see the KL Tom's Fit Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and maybe watch it, maybe not watch it, but nothing would be going on in terms of,
It might be interesting.
yeah.
It might, but it might be something, this isn't really relevant to me. This doesn't pertain to me. Or, you know what, that's really interesting. And I could see how this would be beneficial, but it's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a barrier there. There's no want for
Right.
that change. There's
Okay.
no movement behind that change. What this looks like when we take it from like the mental health standpoint is avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a term that I hear a lot in different contexts around people being avoidant, but it often comes out as low motivation or no discipline or no willpower or all of those things. But really, what it boils down to is this concept of avoidance. And
Mhm.
the avoidance is a fear or a perceived fear of something. And it could be that this might be too hard. I've tried and I've failed.
Mhm.
It could be that
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work. There's no real solution to this. I can't do it. All of these things really reinforce that pre-contemplative stage where we're not in a place where change is possible,
Right.
feels possible.
Change doesn't happen.
Change
in
can't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. What is important to remember if you yourself or someone you know is falling into that pre-contemplative stage, pushing them into something will not work.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can I use that exact like thing and relate it to things that I see in day-to-day life
Sure.
as a coach trainer.
Yeah.
People who have made a lot of changes and seen a lot of progress and a lot of results coming to me saying, my partner needs help, my husband, my wife
Sister, yeah. The
totally
amount of times
needs
we
help.
get those
For
messages. Yeah.
sure. I've done it, so they need to do it.
Yeah.
They're unhealthy. They need to do this too.
Sure they are.
My first thing is full stop. You, as the client who has seen the success, you're walking a very, very, very fine line of being a total asshole.
Yep.
Like, you cannot push that on someone if they are not ready and not even thinking about it.
Nope.
You might, the person always thinks that they are doing it in a supportive, I can do this with them. They're going to do it with me. Absolutely not. It is no, it creates resentment. It creates problems.
Yeah. Their journey is not your journey.
Mhm.
And that, like, that is something we talk about when people will say, I want the Kate transformation. I want it to be exactly like you. You're not going to have Kate's journey. Your journey is your own.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you're going to have your own successes and your own failures. Yes, Kate probably has experienced a lot of similar things that you will experience, but you're not going to have the same thing that happened for Kate
Mhm.
happen to you because you're not Kate. You're you.
Mhm.
And it's the same with your family members. It's the same with you yourself. Like
Mhm.
all of that
I
is
would love
individualized.
to help.
Everyone.
Yes, and I would love to help these people who come at me with their husbands, wives, sisters, da 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 da. All of that, I would love to help them when
Yeah.
it comes from that person. It
Yeah.
cannot come from someone else who just has seen results. It has to come from them.
Yeah. So what do you think you do to help those people that are in that pre-contemplative state? If it has to come from them, what can you do to help them?
I want to say nothing.
It's really hard,
Yeah,
but there
yeah.
are things that you can do.
Uh,
There are things that you as a friend can do for a family member, a loved one, someone you care about, but there are things that you can do for yourself as well.
okay, I was gonna say if someone is trying to, I don't want to say push,
Mhm.
but what about doing the things that have brought you that progress? And if you do it in your home and you do it and talk about it,
Yep.
it's going to bring awareness eventually to that person who is not yet ready and can't
Yeah.
have that change.
And this is something that you do really well in your social media, and it's why people gravitate towards you and a lot of the stuff that you post. What you do is you're not telling people you need to do these things.
Mhm.
What you're doing is you're telling people about your experience doing these
Mhm.
things. And so when you do that, it creates curiosity within a person.
Mhm. So keep posting to social media is what you're saying.
Keep sharing your story, keep sharing your experiences, keep sharing your knowledge, keep sharing all of that. And that goes for all of you as well.
Yeah.
Share what is happening for you
It also
with
makes me
everyone
think
that you.
about the people who don't like to see things like that on social media. But I feel like a not even trending reel, but something that I've seen a lot of lately is encouraging people, women, anyone, share your shit,
Yep.
share your wins, share, like post about it, be proud because that's helping someone who doesn't even know that it's helping them yet.
That's exactly it. And it becomes this idea of a low stakes exposure. So when people stumble across your social media and they see you posting your experience with, losing 150 pounds or even losing 10 pounds or going on vacation and the struggles that go with the weight gain fluctuation that happens with that, or going into the gym and sharing space with other people and it being a positive environment for people, all of those things, they're low stakes exposures for people. People can feel safe
Mhm.
while they see that, and it starts to erode that idea of it's not possible or it's scary. I need to avoid it. I need to run from
Mhm.
it. Starts to create an area of maybe.
Mhm. And curiosity. I think
Yeah.
that's a good word to use for it.
Yeah. And the other thing is you can educate without pressuring.
Mhm.
which again is something that you do really well when you talk with people is you share the benefits,
Mhm.
feel better.
Mhm.
You share what things look like in very factual ways.
Mhm.
And that education isn't pressure. You're not saying sign up for my shit. You never
Yeah.
ever say that to
No.
anyone ever for
In
anything.
fact, I always wanna meet them first to see if I'm a right fit for them, but if they're a right fit for me.
Absolutely. Because it's a two-way street when you're working with someone. And it's the same when I work with people in mental health. Sometimes it's not always a great fit.
Mhm.
You're not going to make everyone happy. I
Mhm.
find I say that all the
Mhm.
time. You're not going to make everyone happy and you're not going to get along with everyone.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's just life.
Mhm.
Like we're all individual people and we're going to have things that give us the ick from
Mhm.
time to time.
Mhm.
It's okay. So that's what pre-contemplation looks like and what you can do in those moments when you yourself or someone you know is struggling in that area. Pretty easy, right?
Yep.
So contemplation comes next.
Yep.
What does contemplation mean for you if you're in contemplation?
Me personally, or
Like in
I wrote a note, honey. I have a note. It says I know I should change. Contemplation is I know I should change.
okay.
There are changes to be made
Yep. So
without any action
yeah.
behind it whatsoever.
Yeah. So it is thinking about change and it seems possible.
I
It is
see
possible.
this is where I see a lot coming through DMs, email inbox, all of that.
Yeah.
It
I
is
would argue that many of those that you think are in contemplation are actually in pre-contemplation.
really,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I would.
So I wanted to talk about this when we knew we were talking about the stages of change, because this is where the stages of change actually hit me in the face as a business owner. I
Yeah.
learned it, you know it. It's fairly easy to see within this space.
Yeah.
But then comes the DMs and the email in my inbox coming from new people who are either coming from the website, coming from social media, and are
Or word
gathering
of mouth.
or word of mouth and are gathering information, asking about services. How can I sign up? How
Yeah.
can I blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I reply always with as much information as I can give people.
Hmm.
Almost always do I say, let's set up a time for you to come and see the gym, see the studio, meet up, talk.
Hmm.
I get nothing back.
Yeah. That's when they're pre-contemplating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I used to be like, well, screw this shit. I spent so much effort writing this big, long, welcoming email to hear nothing.
Well,
And then I thought that person knows that they should change, but they are not ready to make a change.
yeah, it doesn't feel possible right now.
Right.
So what you're doing, and this is what I meant by you do this stuff really, really well. What you're doing in those moments is you're providing that education with no pressure.
Mhm.
You're not saying, here's the times that are
Right.
available. If you don't sign up, they're gone.
Right.
It's let's come in and talk, and then we can talk about
And
what
it's like
programming might look like.
salesy gym memberships, big box gyms that scare you into having to sign up because the price is going to go up in 2 hours.
Yeah.
That scares people into that.
Yeah.
I do not believe in that. I will never even sign someone up for a membership for our boot camps until they friggin' tried one.
Yeah.
I will not sell you a 3 times a week membership until you try one and decide if,
It's good.
yeah, are we the right vibe for you? Am I the right coach for you? Are you the right person to come through the doors here too?
Yeah.
And be a part of our community.
Yeah. So when you're meeting with those people for the very first time through that first inquiry, and you're responding with no pressure, education, and really light exposure to what things might look like, you're setting the stage for people to have the information they need to move forward. At that point, it becomes are they going to continue with the avoidance cycle
Mm-hmm.
and stay pre-contemplative?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they going to move into contemplation where they start to think, yeah, this might be possible. I'm going to
But
get
isn't
more information.
I really think that sending the message
Mhm.
is contemplating.
No, it's not.
I think
Because
let me finish.
yeah, okay.
I think it is. And then what happens next if they pull the trigger and come? Okay, then we're moving forward. That is, I don't want to say the next stage, but or if they, I used to think, are ghosting me, they're going back to pre-contemplation. But I think them sending the initial message is contemplation, whether or not they move forward or go backwards back into pre-contemplating.
Okay.
Do you agree?
I can understand where you're coming
Oh
from.
my God, you're social working me.
Sorry. I can understand where you're coming from with that, but where I would put them, because there isn't the secondary follow-up, that to me suggests that they're not believing that change is possible at that point. They are in the, I think that there's a problem, but I need more information. And I
It's contemplation.
know, because they're not actually thinking about making the change.
We might have to agree to disagree on that.
Yeah. And somebody's going to tell me that I'm wrong on this one. Most of the people will that are listening, and that's okay.
Spies, your paychecks
Yeah.
are in the mail.
But for me, the thing with pre-contemplation and moving into contemplation, the threshold that I meet is when someone makes it a priority.
Hmm.
They've sent that first message. It's not a priority until they follow up.
Fair. Yep. Completely agree. Completely agree.
And that's the threshold for me to move into contemplation, when it becomes an actual priority, that they're saying, okay, I need to think about this as a problem, versus I'm just sending a message and nothing else has to happen.
Okay.
There's no threat after sending that message, because they never have to respond to you.
Well, the threat is knowing that they ghosted me. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah.
It used to drive me crazy.
I know it did. It used
Crazy. Like, oh my gosh. There were times where I reached back out to them.
Yeah.
And then something slapped me in the face. And I'm like, no.
You cannot work harder than the person
Exactly.
that is.
It has to come from them.
Yeah. And the other way I will illustrate this for you to tell you that they're contemplative and not pre-contemplative is, you will have people that will send that initial message, not respond to you, then 3 months later or 6 months later reach out.
That is
and
a
then
very, very common theme.
And then not respond to the message there. And then 3 or 6 months later, send another message. Those people are stuck in contemplation because they're avoiding committing to the idea that things are a problem and need to change. There's no belief that things are going to change beyond, I'm sending that first message, so maybe there's something there, but I don't. Somebody might have said something to me, and I'm going to send this message.
Okay. Yeah.
There's external factors telling me I need to. Maybe a family member has said, you need to reach out to Kate, or I'm going to help you send this message, or a doctor has said, if you don't get more active, you're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Then they'll send that message, and then time goes by, they send another one. They're all stuck in that contemplation phase. Pre-contemplation for me is when it goes to, now I am believing that I can do something about this, and I am taking the information you're giving to me and imagining how change could be possible. I've acknowledged the problem, I know what it is, and I know what I need to do based on the information you've shared with me.
Okay. We can meet in the middle and shake on it. Come on.
This is the
Oh, your hands are so cold. Yeah, I feel like that's just a healthy conversation that we just had.
Yeah.
I think we just see it in different ways, and that's okay.
Yeah. And it's not like it's a wrong answer. The tools are fairly similar when it comes to pre-contemplation and contemplation. When people are in that contemplation stage, they're aware that something needs to change, but they have kind of a feeling of being stuck. That's usually a cue for me when I'm working with someone. If they tell me that they feel stuck, or they feel like they're not making progress, or they aren't able to move forward, that's a cue for me that they're stuck in contemplation. They're recognizing that
Yes.
things need to move,
Yep. But can't do.
can't do the thing.
Right.
It's not that things can't be done, it's that they can't
Right.
do them.
Right.
And what you might see in this stage is not avoidance, but ambivalence.
I don't know what that word means.
So when someone is ambivalent towards something, it's that they
Don't care?
no, they do.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
it, I mean, they do. There is a level of not caring, but it's more of an apathy. Like there's a, it's a thing that's there, and I'm just gonna leave it there and kind of touch it
Okay.
a few times and see what it looks like. And it's not that I don't believe change is possible. It's that it's gonna be really hard, or it's gonna be a challenge, or
So is there still avoidance in contemplation?
no, I wouldn't say that people are avoidant.
Okay.
I would say that they have the desire for the change and they're also afraid of what it means.
Fair. Yeah.
It's where I would say willpower and discipline meet with the idea of change,
Okay.
is contemplation. What you will hear from people in that stage is anxiety and self-doubt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're afraid of, you know, being judged. They're afraid of failure. They're afraid of all kinds of things. And they also feel like, I don't know if I have the skill to be able to do this. What I also think about this is it's not indecision anymore. The decision has been made that there's a problem,
Mm-hmm.
but they're assessing the risk
Mm-hmm.
of solving the problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How could I fail? How is this
Right.
going to be challenging?
Yeah.
Um,
And feeling afraid of that uncomfortable.
yes. And thinking about trying to preserve their own sense of self.
Right.
So, when working with people that are contemplative, what do you do?
You just put that iPad away from me.
Hmm.
When people are contemplative,
Yep. When you meet with people that are in that contemplative stage,
I think
that are actively engaging with,
I give them the information. I
yeah,
lay it all out. I invite them in. This is before I even meet someone face to face.
yeah,
So, like you said, I give them all the information. I invite them to come to studio, come and meet me.
yeah.
But
Come and try a class.
yes, but even before I suggest coming to try a class, come and meet me. Come and step through the door. Come and look around at the equipment. Look at where the bathroom is, for crying out loud. Look at the chalkboard wall that says this sucks, or that something super inspirational. Just come and look around, and then you decide.
Yeah. So there's two things in there that I want to touch on, and these are two of the main tools. I kind of use, I think, three tools that I like to use when I'm working with people that are contemplative. So the first thing that I hear you saying when you're talking about interacting with people that are contemplative is you give them the choice. You're allowing them to be the one to make decisions.
Mhm.
You're handing all the power over to them.
Mm-hmm.
You're not becoming a dictator. You're not becoming a person that says, here's what you have to do.
Yeah.
You're saying, here's what things look like.
Here's some
Come
ideas. Here's
here.
some options.
If you are interested, here's the first step. Come and see me. Come and try a class. If you want to sign up, like these are the first steps to doing those things.
Mhm.
You're also really emphasizing your own personal values and making sure that that's in alignment with their own personal values so that their idea of their own personal self
Yes.
is intact
Right.
and aligns with what
And
you're
can be
providing.
supported by what we provide. For
Yes.
sure. Yeah.
So those two things you're doing right away to help support someone in the contemplative stage move to the next stage.
Hmm.
The next thing that you're doing, and I see this in when you actually just talk to people, but you're normalizing their fears.
Hmm.
So you're naming the gym anxiety.
Yeah.
You're saying many
One of
people
my
like
favorite things, I say it to everyone who comes through the door and who, so I guess I don't want to jump ahead to the next one, but something I say when I am showing the gym, I say, we have all of the equipment you'd find in a big box gym, but not the people. People don't get to come in and tap in whenever they want and use the equipment freely. They're all scheduled to be here because most people, when it comes to going to a gym, a lot of the anxiety is the other people.
yep, for
We
sure.
don't have those random drop-ins here. Everyone is scheduled to be here. That's one of the first things I say. We have everything that a big box gym would have and that you would want from there, but not the in and out people constantly.
Yep.
A
And,
safe environment.
yeah. And that speaks again to the normalizing fears, but also your values and
Because I've been
also
there. I've
allowing
gone to those big box gyms and felt that overwhelming feeling.
but also you're giving the power shift to the person
Mhm.
that is thinking about the change. We know that they've already identified the problem. We know that they want change. There is desire for change there. What we know that they don't have is the information to know how to make that
Mhm.
change. And that's what you're providing there.
Yeah.
You're giving them the tools to move to the next stage, which is creating a plan
Right.
and preparing for change.
Yes. To me, that getting to that prep and planning stage is going from virtual contact
Yeah.
to walking through that door.
Well, that's,
That is
yeah.
the prep and planning when you walk through the door and
But it's even when
see my face.
you think about like your virtual
Hmm.
clients that you may never even see
Yeah.
face to face,
Yeah.
you follow the same steps, but the planning part is you providing the information to a person,
Yeah.
and then it becomes a negotiation.
Yeah.
You walk alongside them while that plan is created.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. So when we talk about preparation and planning, what does that look like? You've said like walking through the door.
Yeah.
I would say, sure, that's part of it. But what else is preparation and planning?
I guess it kind of goes back to that contemplation stage a little bit in giving all of the information, trying it out, scaffolding that with them because, okay, sure, come to a session, whether it's PT boot camp, and immediately after that session, I'm reaching out. Hey, how you feeling? How did it go?
Yeah,
Taking the damn picture at the end.
yeah, the praise for sure. But I think you're touching on a lot of that stuff. But I think planning and preparation is also the first steps of trying.
Hmm.
It's creating the foundational work for what it is, and where that starts is, you're right, in the contemplative stage, asking what is the problem and what
Right.
are our goals.
Yes. What are the goals that you are working towards and how can we help with
Yeah.
that? It
What
still has
program
to,
is going to be the best for
yes,
that?
yes. And it still has to come from them. I'm not telling them what we can do here to help. It's what are your goals?
Here's what aligns with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And what do they think we can do to help their goals? Because often so many people have a skewed version of what results can come from a gym, right? There are lots of results that can come from a gym,
Yeah.
but oftentimes it's a little bit skewed. It
Everyone's progress is going to be individual.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I think that what you can expect to see from people in that planning preparation stage is they go from the worries about failure, the anxiousness, the fears, to you can hear the sound of hope,
Hmm. Hmm.
the belief that it might be possible.
What I'm thinking about right now is I'm going to take it to the virtual programming that I offer,
Yeah.
and that prep and planning, that is when I send the Google form and ask people a lot of vulnerable and personal questions about their life right now and their goals, and seeing even how the initial contact, email, whatever, and maybe even coming in here, how that shifts when they're filling out that Google form.
Yeah.
And like you said, like that hope, because I directly ask people, how committed are you feeling right now?
Yeah. Yeah. And when you have that belief of hope, it creates excitement. It creates the desire
Mhm.
to keep going
Mhm.
for a short period of time. And I think the thing that is important to be mindful of when you're in that preparation and planning is recognizing the fear of failure or the fear of messing it up as being a real possibility here.
Mhm.
And that's when you might come and do your one boot camp, or you might go to the gym one time, go to a big box gym, have kind of a crappy experience, and end up right back
Never
in
go back. Yeah.
pre-contemplative.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very vulnerable stage for people to be at,
Mhm.
because things have to go right
Yep.
in order for you to move forward.
And not to toot our own horn, but I think that is that right there, and making sure that that first experience is a positive one to build that little bit of momentum and build that little bit of hope. That's what separates us from another a box gym,
Yeah.
right? You come here, you are greeted with smiles, you're greeted with people, you're greeted by people of all points in the journey, all different ages, demographics, all of that. You're seen here.
Yeah. The one thing that I really would point out here is there's you planning should be fucking simple. Like, planning, preparing for the change should be simple. It should be so simple and realistic that it feels easy. And if it doesn't, you're doing something wrong.
Fair, fair. It should be easy, and that's a good thing.
Yes, that is a good thing. It
Not
should.
oh, this is too easy, it's got to be wrong.
Exactly. It's not a too easy, but it should feel easy. And if it doesn't, then you have gone too far.
Okay.
And what I would really like people to think about is, when you are in the planning and preparation phase, you should not feel confident.
Okay. Yep.
Confidence is earned later.
Yes.
It's okay to be afraid.
Yes.
It's okay to have anxiety.
Yep.
It's okay
That's
to
change. Those
it's
feelings are
yes,
change. That's unfortunately how it's supposed to feel.
exactly. And everyone experiences that when they go through change. Like, this is common for everyone. You're going to feel that way.
Mhm.
That's okay.
And what you do with those feelings matters, because you
Yeah.
either go back to pre-contemplative,
Yeah.
or you almost use that feeling as fuel and you steer into it a little more.
You can, yeah. But it can also turn into, I feel hopeful. I feel good. I feel proud. I'm doing this.
Mhm.
And now I'm ready.
Mhm.
I'm in action.
The next one.
Mhm.
That's stage number 4.
Yeah.
Action.
Some helpful tools when you are in that planning phase. And I've talked about this in a number of podcasts, but small bits. Set the bar small.
Yes.
Like, micro planning. Plan little steps along the journey
Mhm.
as part of your change. Don't think that the change is, I'm coming to the gym 3 times a week. If you've never stepped foot in a fucking gym,
Mhm.
that's not
Yep.
realistic.
Do you remember the
The,
conversation that I had before we opened the gym, when I worked at another gym very close to our house?
Mhm.
Conversation that I had. I used to love having conversations with this trainer there because I loved his brain. He had such a huge knowledge base for absolutely everything. And I can remember a conversation I had with him about a ladder,
Yeah,
the rungs on a ladder.
yeah,
If you're trying to climb that friggin' ladder and the rungs on that ladder are so far apart, it is so hard to climb that ladder.
yeah,
So you talking about those micro things, those are the rungs on your ladder that are far more close together, easier to climb.
yeah,
We need those.
yeah,
I want to relate that ladder also to these stages.
yeah,
You can't go from pre-contemplation to maintenance. Those rungs are way too far away. You cannot reach maintenance from pre-contemplation. You
no,
need the other rungs on that ladder before you can get there.
yep, absolutely. The other thing that I like to be aware of when I'm talking with people that are in the planning or preparation phase of change is recognizing barriers,
Mhm.
recognizing things that are going to get in the way of success and planning for them.
Actual barriers or barriers
Both,
in your mind?
both,
Okay.
creating a plan for them. So when we talk about someone that is thinking about coming to the gym and you're providing all the information and helping them create a plan, and part of that plan is they're going to come in and visit the gym and talk to you
Mhm.
first. So we're in planning now. We've created the plan, and part of the plan is coming in to see you first.
Yep.
What are the barriers to them coming in to see you? Do they have transportation? Is their anxiety going to get so high that they're not even going to be able to talk to you?
Mhm.
Do they need to do some other practice first? Do they need to figure out the ride here? Do they need to?
We had someone come in this past week,
Mhm.
um, and she's very new to Peterborough, moved here from Durham, the city. Um, came for a visit,
Mhm.
brought her baby.
Yeah,
Bring the baby.
why
Bring the
not?
baby into to meet. I love babies. Meet the gym. Like meet the gym. Meet me.
And see the gym.
Yeah, and if you coming requires you to bring your baby for that visit, do it.
Yeah, and then we can start having a conversation about what you're going to do with the baby
Exactly when you
for you to come.
yes, so that you can have that hour of time for sure, of time for yourself.
Yeah,
That's another planning step.
yeah. Recognizing the barriers, creating the plan to
Mhm.
address them.
Mhm.
That's all within that planning stage. And then the last thing is giving yourself permission to start and it not be perfect,
Mhm. Mhm.
because nothing you ever start is going to be perfect.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you think that you're going to come in to the gym and never have set foot in a gym
Mhm.
and have perfect form with every
Have a
exercise,
clue what you are doing.
you're delusional.
Yep. It's like us setting foot in the gym the first time. I had
Oh my
fucking
God.
Google images of
Yeah.
what the fuck a bicep curl looked like. So I didn't look like an idiot throwing a weight around.
Part of the planning.
Yes. Yeah.
You were addressing the barrier. The barrier is, I don't want to look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the planning is, well, I'm going to make sure that I have a video I can watch to see what the movement looks
Mm-hmm.
like before I even do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm,
Screenshots of pictures, and I had them in order because I knew that order worked at the gym that we were at in terms of equipment.
yeah. We also have within the gym kind of a graduated structure of classes where things like
Mm-hmm.
we have things that are
Yep.
less
Yep.
strenuous and more strenuous
Yep.
and like higher level
Yep.
strenuous, even.
And even within our group classes, and I'm going to use boot camps as the example because they're the biggest, often the most chaotic because they're loud. There's up to like 14, 15 people in here all doing a different movement. Your coach, whoever is teaching that boot camp, they know that you are new. They are going to stick to you
Yeah.
almost like glue because everyone else, They know what they're doing. They know what to do. They know how this works.
They've been through what you're going through.
Exactly. They've already done it. We've already stuck to them like glue. We've been able to scaffold them and give them that little bit of independence. They can look at the label for the station that they're at, read it and say, I know exactly what to do here.
Yeah.
Especially when the coaches are with someone new.
Yep.
People know that. People expect it.
And
They'll also help you.
yeah, and they're cheering for you.
If you give a blank stare around because you don't know what to do, guaranteed someone within the vicinity of you is going to say, hey, here's what you're going to do here.
Yeah.
Makes my job even easier.
Yeah. So then we move into action.
Mm-hmm.
What is action?
Doing the damn things, doing them.
Yeah. I'm actively changing things.
And I bet you're feeling damn good, even though it's not perfect.
Yeah. People are showing up, they're moving their bodies, they're changing habits. It's visible. Everything before this point might not be super visible.
Very fair. Yeah, totally. Never thought of that.
Yeah. When you start to visually see someone doing something, they're in action. Everything before that are the other stages. This is also a really emotionally hard time for people when they start doing things, because often we have our expectations of what things should look like. And it's never going to be what you think it is.
For sure. And shifting that priority can be very emotional too, right? Like if I'm taking it back to the moms, if your entire life revolved around your children and making sure that they were 100% all the time, and now you are learning to take the action of giving yourself that hour to come to the gym, whatever it is, that's going to be emotionally scary.
Yep.
Because you're taking that time away from your children to prioritize yourself.
Yep. Absolutely. The other thing that can happen is you end up in an all or nothing thinking loop.
Yes.
Where if you're not doing the thing 100% of the time, you've failed. So you might as well give up. And that's not the way this ship works.
No, no, that actually sets you up for going back to pre-contemplation.
Absolutely.
If you have an all or nothing mindset that it has to be 100% all the time, guess what? Yeah, you're dancing your way back to pre-contemplation.
Yeah.
And going to end up in worse or further back than even the last time you started.
Yeah. And it goes back to, in your planning phase, allowing yourself to not start perfectly and being flexible with yourself.
Yes.
To recognize that sometimes you're not going to do the thing that you're trying to do.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Even when I hand out a virtual program, I tell people, you don't have to dive in and do all of these things the first time, like the first week, the first day.
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Yeah. And so what can happen from action is we can end up moving into maintenance, or we can end up in the relapse or recycling of old behaviors. I prefer the term recycling of old behaviors because it encompasses everything.
So you go from action either to maintenance or the recycling?
Right.
Okay.
And sometimes you could end up in maintenance and then head to the recycling.
For sure.
And so when we're in action, we're at the greatest risk of ending up in the recycling of old behaviors. And that can lead us into pre-contemplation, where if our goal was to come to the gym because we were living a sedentary lifestyle and we wanted to move our body more, well, we get back into the sedentary lifestyle habits. I feel too tired. I can't go. I binge eating. I'm too busy. Life shit has happened and the gym's no longer a priority. Well, we end up recycling our old habits and ending up pre-contemplative.
That's where people feel like they've given up and failed. That's where So when does someone know that they've gone from action to maintenance?
It's a great question. When do you think?
I would say when it becomes the routine, it just becomes something that you do without a ton of thought.
Yeah, I would say when it feels like it's become part of your life.
Yeah. When it's
That's
almost
how I would
normal.
that's how I would define maintenance. I want to go back to action for a minute though,
Sorry.
because I like talking about the tools that are helpful to use when you know someone that's in maintenance, or you yourself are, or when you know
Action.
someone that's in action, or you yourself find yourself in that action stage. An important thing to do is regularly check in with yourself that the thing that you're doing is actually hitting the goal you're trying to accomplish. Is it part of the process of your goals?
Right. Is it serving you? It's serving
Yes.
your goals.
Yeah. Because if it's not, then you probably need to shift what you're doing and you need to step back and go to planning.
Yeah, catch it before you go back to pre-contemplation. Catch
Yes.
it, be aware.
Yeah. Because if it's not serving your goals anymore, if it's not meeting your needs, the chances are you're going to cycle back into old habits and you're going to end up pre-contemplative again because you're not going to feel like it's a problem,
Right.
or you're going to feel like, yeah, I did this and it wasn't.
It didn't work. Yes.
Hmm. The other thing that, and I've talked about this a lot in previous podcasts, is changing the way you talk to yourself.
Yeah, that's friggin' hard, man.
Yeah. Instead of saying, I missed a day, or I failed, I sucked at this, it was awful, people judged me, I'm judging myself, all of these things, instead of saying all of that, you can reframe that in your mind. And you can say something along the lines of, I'm still in this. I'm still trying. I'm still going.
Those stupid podcasters said it didn't need to be perfect.
Exactly. Because it doesn't.
Yeah.
Nothing is perfect. Perfection is
Not what we ask for whatsoever.
it's also unattainable. Like, I guarantee you, Olympic athletes, and that's like the Olympics are coming up, so I'll use this, the cream of the crop, the literal best people.
Most elite.
Yeah, the best people at the thing that they're doing will tell you that they are not perfect.
Yeah.
That they can improve.
Yeah.
They can do better every time.
Yeah.
Even if it's their personal best that time, they're going to try to beat it eventually. Because perfect doesn't exist. The other thing that's really important when you're in that initial action stage is planning for recovery so that you can maintain motivation, so that you can maintain desire, so that you can maintain discipline. If you are not planning for your recovery and doing the things that are going to also help you be well, it's going to be really hard to move to maintenance.
Like self-care things?
Yeah, like really basic life things like rest, sleep, eating the right things.
Yeah.
All that, maintaining your stress, managing your stress, dealing with things as they come up, all of those things. When you're in that early action phase, that's when you're most vulnerable to the things knocking you backwards.
Right. All of it comes with reflection too, right? Like you're asking,
being self-aware.
Yes, and checking in with yourself. That is a really hard skill to do for a lot of people because we're our own worst enemies. We talk so terribly about ourselves.
Yep.
Like you said, we can reframe all that, but that's not natural for
most people.
Anyone.
In order to move from pre-contemplation to contemplation, there has to be self-reflection that's happened.
And I feel like it kind of has to be a positive thing, right? Like a safe, a hopeful thing.
Yeah.
It can be, the goal could be huge and it could feel negative, but there has to be the hope and the positivity to get you to that next stage. I actually, I would say that moving from stage to stage, there has to be that positive piece.
Yeah.
Like it's not, I'm going back again, but it's not the doctor telling you that you are overweight and have a lot of
risk.
Yes. Yeah. That's not going to get you to contemplation. It's
No,
something positive that's going to move you to that stage.
you might see someone that
Uh-huh.
has done it,
Exactly.
and that makes it feel possible.
For sure. For
There
sure.
is that positivity. You're absolutely right. And without that, you're not moving forward. You're going to be moving back.
Yeah.
So if you get stuck in a negative cycle, or if you find that you are a naturally negative person, change is going to be a lot harder for you,
Yeah.
just naturally.
Again, I don't want to jump ahead.
Mhm.
I guess technically to go from action or maintenance to recycling
Yeah.
likely has something not positive, something more negative that puts you to that. So I feel like I'm eating my own words by saying a positive thing is what gets you to the next stage until you get to that recycling part. But the recycling phase, that last or potential stage number 6, not everyone gets to that stage.
No, you may never have the recycling of old
Right.
habits. Like for you, you're 9 years in. There is always the risk that those
Sure.
old habits could come back, and find comfort in food and decide you're not gonna go to the gym anymore because fuck the gym or whatever. But that's really unlikely for you now
Mhm.
because
The
you're
maintenance has,
firmly in maintenance.
yes.
And even when we talk about going on vacation like we did in our last one, even then you're still in maintenance.
For sure.
You are maintaining the aspects of the lifestyle that you have created and controlling what you can
Yeah.
to maintain that.
Right. Yeah.
So when we get into maintenance, it I think I've said it a bunch of times, but it is just what life is now.
Right.
Like it doesn't feel like you're actively forcing yourself to do
Yeah.
something. It's just become an expectation of regular everyday life.
Routine,
It's routine.
autopilot, even. You
Yeah.
just do it.
It's integrated in your life. It's not forced.
Mhm.
Is a really good way to think about this. And it no longer requires discipline. It doesn't require willpower. It's not about being motivated anymore.
Hmm.
It is just part of your life. It's part of who you are. It's part of your self identity now.
Yeah. I like that.
That's when you're in maintenance. You can be in action for a long time before you get there.
Hmm.
Things can be hard. You can have to force yourself in that action phase for a long time.
Definitely.
Yeah. What you will find in maintenance is the thing that you were working on reinforces who you are. And I think you could identify that
Mm,
with that really well.
mm,
Coming to the gym, being active, doing the things that make you feel good, that reinforces your identity.
mhm. Completely.
Yeah. The other thing is you will adapt and adjust the thing when things happen.
Right.
So if you're going on vacation, seasons change, major life events happen, the thing will still be a part of who.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Self identity.
Yeah.
You put it perfectly.
Yeah. And you will do that self reflection and ask yourself, do I still enjoy this?
Hmm. Fuck yeah.
Exactly.
Because it's my identity. It's part of my identity now.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine not. Going on vacation, the death of my dad,
Hmm.
the pieces of my identity still remained,
Yeah.
even through all of those
Yeah.
wacky things.
Yeah. The thing that I think is important to remember here is maintenance isn't static. It's not going to stay the same.
Mhm.
It's flexible,
It's the ebbs and the flows.
but it's become a part of everyday life.
Yeah. Mhm.
So then let's talk about the dreaded recycling.
Mhm.
I've fallen off, fell off the
I was
wagon.
gonna say it feels like a drug addict relapsing.
Well, technically, this term is called relapse, but I really hate that.
Mhm.
I much prefer calling it recycling of old behaviors or old habits.
Mhm.
you see the old things come back
Yep.
through. Anyone that has undergone any kind of major lifestyle change, whether that's changing their drug use or changing the way they eat or losing a bunch of weight or going to the gym, becoming fit, whatever, like all of those changes, going back to school and changing their career, all of these things, all of these big things, you're always at risk of falling back into how things were.
And don't they say that an addict is always an addict? And is this why? Because it's always a possibility to be to go to recycling.
I just hate using labels like that. I think that, and like I'll use myself as an example because I'm an emotional eater, and like comfort food is a real thing for me, and it's a really easy thing for me to fall back into whenever stress happens in my life.
Mhm.
I would say that I'm in a maintenance phase of managing how I'm eating and eating mindfully and not, you know, eating takeout every night or a giant bucket of fried chicken or deep frying foods. Like I'm not doing that all the time. I'm choosing other,
Mhm.
but it's always there. Like
Mhm.
that thing is there.
And it would probably be somewhat easy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It would definitely be easier
Yeah.
when I'm stressed
Yeah.
and feeling emotional
Yeah.
to just order food.
Exactly. In those moments,
Way
the
easier.
hard part is often doing the things that you know to be true and that are a part of
That
your
are going to
life.
make me happier.
Yes, but in that moment, yeah.
Yeah. I mentally have to differentiate between
Mhm.
this is the easy thing and the short term solution. And my goals are, and I know I'm going to feel better about myself later,
Yeah.
even though it's harder now.
When someone is recycling,
Yeah,
do they I think I know the answer to it. Can they go back to any previous phase
sure.
depending on
Yeah,
I mean a lot of different things.
yeah.
Could they go back to pre-contemplation? Completely, for
100%.
sure.
I would say that most often happens.
Yeah,
Yeah, because we end up in that all or nothing cycle.
right. But could someone go back to prep and planning,
100%.
revisiting the things, changing the
Yeah.
things?
So this, and I'm going to use my emotional eating food thing again as the example here. Let's say a super stressful event happens in my life and I am binge eating like crazy. I am stuck back in ordering takeout
Mhm.
and having my shame burger or
Mhm.
whatever it is. And that's an inside joke. There will be people, if they do watch this episode, that laugh about the shame burger.
Do I know about the shame burger?
You do not.
Okay.
Um, but the, I'm back in those things. I'm not going to be pre-contemplative.
Who knows the shame burger? What's a shame burger?
So the shame burger comes from,
I'm your wife. Why don't I know this?
so it comes from when I worked at Fort County Crisis, and uh, it was Jenny and I were coming back from a visit, and we stopped at Wendy's, and I ordered some Wendy's and bought an extra burger, and tried to hide the fact that I bought the extra burger, and ate the burger. And someone walked in while I was eating the second burger and said, "Are you having a second cheeseburger?" And I went, yeah. And then it became the shame burger.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So doing all of those things, I'm not ever going to end up in pre-contemplation about my eating habits again.
Mhm.
I'm never going to be in a place where it doesn't feel possible to change that.
Mhm.
I'm going to go immediately to planning
Right.
how to get things back on track. Once I'm at the point of it might last a day or two
Mhm.
of me binge eating and making that conscious choice to recycle those old behaviors.
If we relate that to a gym, the gym,
Mhm.
I would say I would see this here or in my day-to-day practice. Someone goes through all 5 stages there at they go to a gym, they go by themselves, they put themselves through the workout, da 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 da. It no longer serves them. It becomes a chore. It becomes something that they don't want to do and they don't do. So then they
Yeah.
sit with a gym membership that they're paying for and they don't go and use it. They go back to prep planning or even contemplation. And that's
Or
where
pre-contemplation.
I get the message.
Yeah.
And that person comes through the doors here knowing how to do all of the movements. They're not new to fitness whatsoever, but they're new to having the accountability, having the community,
Yeah.
having a more enjoyable experience
Yeah.
within our space.
Yeah. And like we said, you're never going to make everyone happy. But at the same time, there have been very few people that have come in here, signed up for things, and completely fallen off and never come
Mhm.
back. Very few.
It's kind of why it's so challenging to get new people within our studio and within our space because we don't have a lot of turnover whatsoever. Most of our turnover comes from,
Expansion, like new classes.
oh, yes. But I was going to say most of our turnover is people having babies and literally having to take time off at the gym.
Yeah.
And even they'll come back too, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I often feel bad that I can't accommodate new PT clients. We're at our max. New boot camp. We are basically at our max.
Yeah.
But it's because what we've created, people don't want to leave.
Yeah. Absolutely. It just becomes a part of who they are, a part of their identity.
Yeah.
And when you think about making change in your life, that should really be the ultimate goal, is to make this a part of who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
Make this change. If you're saying, I need to make this change, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
And you should want that change to be
Yeah.
permanent.
I remember this was a long time ago, someone saying they had the realization that this is something that they have to do for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
But it was used as like a negative thing, like, oh my God, I realized that I have to do this for the rest of my life. Yeah. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. Another way to say this is I get to.
Yes, exactly. I get to.
I have the privilege of being able to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think,
Badass too.
yeah, I think for me, like, I've talked about it, and we will be doing an episode eventually that focuses on my experience with ADHD
Mhm.
and talks about your experience living with me with ADHD. It's going to be a gang up on Josh moment, but I think when I think about my experience and finding the right medication and all of that, I have the privilege to be able to say I found the right medication.
Mhm.
I get to take that medication every day and it has improved
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm going to take it for the rest of my life
Mm-hmm.
as long as I am able to.
Yeah. I think the last thing that we were going to do was kind of tie it all together with us and what we offer. And I literally think we've already done all of that.
I think we did it all the way through. I think a couple of things that I would like to emphasize is wherever you are on your journey, think about where you might be in the stage of change.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be just about fitness, it can be about anything.
Yeah.
But use the tools that I talked about
Yeah.
to help yourself in that stage with
Yeah.
the right tools.
Yeah.
Because what we can find is people will automatically jump into the action phase and start using the planning tools.
Yeah.
And that misalignment means you're going to fail.
Right.
And then you end up pre-contemplative and not believing that things are possible.
Yeah. And sometimes I think that's up to me to pump the brakes for them when I see that coming through the door or
Can be.
whatever.
Yeah.
Pump the brakes on that and recognize it.
Provide the non-judgmental, non-forceful education knowledge
Mm.
to help someone feel like they're in control to make the choices
Yeah.
to move forward. Because what we talked about is pre-contemplation, contemplation, and planning are all up to the individual,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
person. They're up to you
I had
as a person.
I had someone ask me just the other day, who is relatively new to our studio, how many times I would recommend them to come. And my response was, well,
What are you doing?
yeah, what are your goals for sure? What were you doing before? Well, nothing. So 1 times per week is a huge improvement to that.
100%.
Once that 1 times per week feels really good, guess what? Add a second day. She's already added a second day,
yeah.
right? Like, one, yes, it has to align with your goals and understanding truthfully that it's not a skewed like track of things.
Yeah. It has to feel good.
And come from them. Like, I was trying to put the onus back on her. It's not about a magic number of times per week that you have to come. It's
Nope.
what is realistic? What were you doing before?
Yeah.
How far away are those fucking rungs on your ladder?
Yeah. And only you can determine that.
Exactly.
Like, Kate and I can't tell you what's possible for you.
Right.
But what I can tell you is what's probably not going to be possible.
Yeah.
And if and we pick on moms a lot, but it is a very real thing that we see a lot of is moms, especially feeling like they can't take time for themselves, feeling like they are the ones solely responsible for their children, their children's happiness. And if they are not with their kids 100% of the time, all the time, they're failing. And that's just not fucking the case.
Right.
For starters, there's two people that make a person. So you can't
Here he
be
goes.
you can't be 100% responsible, but there are two fucking people that make a child. Second to that is, if your children see you sacrificing your own happiness, your own sense of self, your own identity, they're going to grow up and
They
do
would
that
do
too.
that exactly the same too.
But if they see you taking time for yourself to be well, they will grow up and take time for themselves to be well.
Can I tell you two different things?
Yeah.
Two different things that I've heard over the last 3 days. And as someone who doesn't want children, it just kind of like, oh, like makes my ovaries scream. The first one, a child told their mother that they are so proud that they go to the gym. And this is a child, I think like a 7 or 8-year-old child telling her mom, I'm so proud of you for doing that, mom. Or Megan's daughter, Megan, who we had on the podcast a few weeks ago now. God, I don't even know what day it is. Her daughter is constantly saying, Mommy, are you going to booty camp? Mommy, are you going to booty camp? They see it.
They do.
They see you taking the time for yourself, and that's a good thing in their eyes.
Yeah.
They don't see, oh, that means that my mommy's not taking the time with me right now. It's, wow, look at what my mom or my dad is doing.
Yeah.
Going to booty camp. Booty camp.
Absolutely. The other thing is, and if you're dedicating 100% of your time and yourself to your children, what I would label that as is sacrifice.
Yeah.
You're sacrificing yourself for that. And if you are in a pattern of sacrifice and there is no giving to yourself, you are not going to be happy. And if you are not happy, how can you?
You might be content, but not happy.
You might be content, but you're not happy. How can you then make your children feel happy?
And what are they seeing?
Exactly.
Are they seeing not even the best version, but are they seeing the version that you want them to see?
Probably not in that case.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Take time for yourself. You deserve it. Be yourself. You deserve it. Have your own identity. You deserve it. Part of that identity can be, I'm a great mom.
Yes. And I was going to say, ask for help if you need it. Ask for help from your partner, your friends, your family. Me, like,
If it is a priority, you will find a way.
mm,
Like Kate said, she had a new mom bring their baby to check out the gym.
mhm,
Like, you will fucking find a way.
mhm. Okay, we're gonna wrap.
We're gonna wrap.
It's a long one.
This
A
is
really good
longer.
one though.
Yeah,
And I think it's gonna be relatable to every single person in multiple ways.
absolutely.
Um, Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, 5-star reviews. We really appreciate it. Um, we're here to just bring, sounds so cringy, but like awareness to the challenges, the hurdles that come with a transformation, a lifestyle, just trying to be your best self. But we're also here to talk about the friggin' wins and how positive it can be.
Yep,
Um, so whatever you took away and whatever you take away from all of our episodes, thank you. We want you to be thinking and reflecting and working on yourself. It's hard to do, but
absolutely.
you can do those hard things.
Yeah, good one.
Boom. Ooh, cue the heat.